A sci-fi survival horror classic, the Predator franchise, which spans comic books, movies, and video games, has given us one of the most dangerous predators of all time, the Yautja species. The history of the Yautja aliens is depicted in numerous films and comic books, and it covers a variety of topics, including their complicated relationship with alien xenomorphs, as well as their power-based hierarchy and encounters with humanity throughout time. However, even the most devoted fans might not be informed about everything there is to know about these creatures, because there are so many facts about them that they are spread across different mediums. Today we bring you 11 insane powers you didn't know predators had. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, let's begin. Predators have remarkable heat vision. Any predatory animal by nature has certain abilities that help them hunt, and one such ability of the Yautja is heat vision. If you are familiar with the Yautja, you would know that one of the most recognizable aspects of their biology is their ability to see. Seeing their point of view during major hunts is one of the best aspects of their film appearances. Since most of their vision is infrared, they're able to sense heat signals in their environment. This is what allows them to see humans moving about even in pitch-black darkness, since, for objects at around room temperature, thermal radiation can only be seen via infrared vision. So while a human fighting a Yautja in the dark would have to wear infrared goggles, the Yautja can see the same thanks to their unique and evolved biology. Their masks also improve their field of vision and have the ability to block out ambient heat, both of which are advantageous for hunting. The question of what a predator's vision mode looks like without its mask has generated significant discussion. However, what we do know is that without his mask, Jungle Hunter from Predator has a reddish vision mode, and Berserker from Predators had one that looked pretty similar. However, City Hunter and the upgrade had the ability to see in the same thermal vision in Predator 2 and the Predator without a mask. Their incredible healing abilities. The Yautja have consistently displayed impressive feats of resilience, strength, and speed. They are seen most frequently ripping apart people's spines and heads. They can effortlessly avoid and dodge hails of military-grade and futuristic firepower from close range, thanks to a variety of impressive skills. In the movies, the Yautja have also proven to be somewhat bullet-resistant. The City Hunter in Predator 2 took 7 shots from a shotgun to his chest. It survived and carried on fighting, but afterward had to treat itself with medical care. They have demonstrated comparable and even more remarkable feats of pure durability in several comic books and novels. However, their tendency to fight tooth and nail until the last breath means that they often sustain horrible injuries, such as the loss of a limb. The big question is, what do they do then? Can they regenerate their limbs and heal? Or are they like humans in this respect, having to live with an amputated limb for the rest of their lives? It's quite commonly seen that predators frequently battle while missing a limb. Yep, they are incredibly tough nuts to crack. They are known to lose an arm or even a tusk and keep fighting, despite the pain that might be causing them. Using their metacomp, they can cauterize their wounds, which stops the bleeding by applying a bluish goo to the area, leaving them free to move around and use their remaining limbs to attack. Interestingly, predators have never been observed employing artificial or robotic limbs. They prefer being the way they are, and many wear the scars of their battle injuries, like medals of honor. However, there is a story of Yautja, a predator who lost her legs in battle and was seen using a wheelchair-like device in the Rage War trilogy. Thus, while the predators are prone to losing limbs, there are no solid examples of any of them accomplishing the feat of regenerating whole limbs, despite several predator literature and comics making suggestions that the predators can regenerate their limbs. So, while their broken bones and injuries heal faster, there are no documented instances of severed limbs regenerating as far as known predators are concerned. Yautja can manipulate energy. This unique power is not something that is possessed by all of Yautja's kind. A rare Yautja species known as Hishku-10 possesses this ability. They can utilize a biological energy siphon to siphon the life force from their prey, which means that they are able to manipulate energy even without the machines or technology. This unique species is known as being the Yautja's ancient forebears and technologically prehistoric civilization. The cold-blooded reptilian race, otherwise known as the Hish, developed on a world with a heated swamp. The Hish are 8 feet tall, looming above most people while having a humanoid form. They are deadly as a race since they easily outperform even the most athletic humans in terms of strength and agility. Their kill gland stimulation causes the deadliest of the Hish's biological drives, which makes them incredibly impulsive and ruthless. However, considering their harsh living circumstances and the fact that they were enslaved by an alien race for a long time, this kill gland was the main reason behind the survival of the species. Despite this, it is still intriguing as to how they can manipulate energy on their own, without any of the fancy tech later Yautjas are known for. Predators have an extended lifespan. Most of the time, predators have been seen in movies. They're on the hunt, either by themselves or in small packs. Given the risky lifestyle of the predators we've seen, it's difficult to envision any of them surviving for an extended period of time, often dying while in battle, desiring honorable deaths at the hands of the most dangerous prey they can possibly find. So it's not a surprise that we don't see many examples of aged, grandfatherly predators, living past what one could consider the predator retirement age, where they no longer hunt and just live out the rest of their days on their home planet. In fact, knowing the temperament of predators and their inherent thirst for combat, a desire to hunt down and kill whatever prey they consider to be the strongest, and seeing their battle victories as a sign of power and honor, it's highly probable that they keep venturing out on hunts and one day meet a foe they cannot defeat. However, the predator race has existed for numerous millennia, and predators can apparently live for at least several centuries as per their unique physiology. Since no predator has ever managed to survive the events of a predator movie, they frequently perish on their hunts and are killed in battle. However, if not killed in battle, they do show signs of aging as their skin ages and their dreadlocks go gray, just like humans. Additionally, seasoned predators frequently have numerous scars and may be missing an eye, a tusk, or a limb. This can go to show the sheer number of battles a predator has been in and come out alive, pointing to their mature age and extensive combat experience. They definitely do not age at the same speed as humans do because of their average lifespan is so far longer than that of a regular human, but they still show physical signs of aging. The Yautja intelligence is an underrated attribute. Just because they are more physical creatures doesn't mean they lack intelligence. In fact, according to the movies, the predator is a very powerful, intelligent, and technologically sophisticated creature. The species is renowned for outsmarting its human targets and possessing cutting-edge technology, like active camouflage, foldable medical kits, and even a complex shoulder cannon, complete with a tracking system. It is largely understood that the intelligence of Yautjas is somewhat similar to that of humans. However, the predators have a significant edge. Because of their extremely lengthy lifespans, they amass a great deal more life experience and information. The elder predators, who have endured numerous hunts and are imparting their expertise to younger predators, are the smartest Yautja. Younger predators are often murdered on their first hunts because they're impulsive and aggressive. Someone also did an IQ test, specifically the traditional Raven Progressive Matrice's culturally fair IQ test on the Yautjas, and they all scored incredibly high, beating the average human by far. In fact, the score they achieved was something that is usually reserved for men like Newton and Tesla, so that really is something to think about. Almost all of the predators subjected to the test scored full points, while others were only 1 or 2 points short, which also means that the average intelligence amongst the Yautjas is quite high, with everyone being almost at the same level. However, it must be noted, as we just mentioned, they do have timeless wisdom, unlike the average human, so this might not be a comparable scale at all. Predators and their incredible senses and smelling powers. Just like their infrared heat vision, the Yautja also have other senses that are incredibly helpful while hunting. Like most hunting and tracking animals on Earth, they also possess a strong sense of smell. The predators don't have noses, but yet they do have a keen sense of smell. This sense of smell is similar to some Earth-dwelling insects or crabs. The Yautja are said to be able to detect and smell another person's musk, which is a chemical released by their emotions and related to pheromones, according to Alien vs. Predator, Prey. However, a predator named Deshande failed to pick up on Machiko Noguchi's violent feelings, demonstrating that predators had problems sniffing this musk on humans. They are thus able to mainly pick up the scent of their own species. However, they can smell fear. The amazing powers of Yautja blood and how it impacts other species. Yautja blood is not the same as the one that runs in our veins. A vivid green bioluminescent fluid makes up the predator's blood. The Yautja blood is warm like human blood, suggesting that they are warm-blooded beasts. However, it is also possible that the thermal netting was warming the Yautja's body, and consequently its blood. Their blood has also been described as sweet-smelling. The predators can lose a significant amount of blood and still function well enough to continue battling their opponent. This means that there are some properties that allow their blood to keep them alive and going. Some sources also claim that if used as a serum for people, Yautja blood has therapeutic properties. In fact, the idea that humans have fought against these extraterrestrial hunters throughout history has been the key plot point in numerous predator movies and comic books. You would assume that someone would have written something about their experience of being pursued by an alien warrior. As it turns out, keeping written records is not necessary, because running into a predator can increase your lifespan, if you manage to kill it and don't die in the process yourself. Hunter Borgia, who used the blood to keep himself alive for an entire century, was the first person to discover this peculiar yet interesting property of predator blood. However, in order for one to live, the blood must be continuously used and consumed. Another person who consumed hunters to stay young was Li Yat-sen, but he would take full organs from the Yautja rather than just their blood and consume it. According to the video game Predator Concrete Jungle, ingesting a predator's blood can lengthen your life since it causes your aging process to stall. However, before you get too excited, it is important to note that this doesn't make one immortal because you will still age and eventually pass away from old age. Another quality is that Yautja blood is thought to be more alkaline than xenomorph blood, which can be acidic and thus can even counteract some of the effects of the alien acid that can come in touch with the predators during a fight. Interestingly, the feral predator, which is more adapted to a desert-based environment than the Yautja, has various distinctive adaptations not seen in other Yautja, including its blood, which means that their blood is able to change according to their environment. Therefore, it would appear that evolution plays a specific role in the predator's blood. Although the blood of the feral predator is green, it differs from the blood of other Yautjas in that it is a darker shade of green and appears to be less bright. The blood can also occasionally be mostly liquid and rather chunky, which is another unique characteristic. They have a miraculous digestive system. Given their violent nature, it's not a surprise that the Yautja are primarily carnivorous creatures that consume raw meat when hunting. They enjoy steak, as Peter Keyes noted in Predator 2, but have also been observed devouring animals like sheep, wild boars, and goats. Their unsightly mandibles are used in the messy eating process, which results in blood splashing everywhere and large pieces of flesh being swallowed intact. While it's incredibly horrifying to watch the scene unfold, what it does suggest is that the digestive tract of the predator must be capable of breaking down larger portions of raw flesh and transforming them into the energy required for their insane physical power. Older Yautja has also been observed adopting a more traditional stance on eating, such as chewing on roots, making stews, or even arranging ceremonial meals on Yautja Prime. There is some proof that the Yautja has cannibalized and consumed humans. However, there are more instances of humans consuming Yautja meat in effort to live longer. In other cases, a mutant Yautja even devoured the final survivor of its own hunting party. This went on to show that, when necessary, they might even give in to their cannibalistic tendencies.
Lock it down.
He's awake! He's awake!
The various uses of their mandibles. Nobody appears to understand the full significance of this peculiar feature that undoubtedly serves to make the Yautjas look super intimidating. Some people think that the mandibles might be utilized for mating and reproduction, or they might even be similar to the human appendix. It is, however, known that the Yautja is able to use them as weapons if necessary, and that they can also be used to express emotions. The mandible clicking, which can occur involuntarily and is a sign of enthusiasm in predators, can occasionally be heard in the background of predator films. It can possibly be a tactic to frighten and intimidate their victims. Their mandibles might be called gross and terrifying by many. And although the predators can terrify their prey with a clicking sound made by their crab-like claws, they don't explicitly communicate with their mandibles. The predators can also operate some of their tools with their mandibles while donning the biomask, according to the Predator Eyes of the Demon book, like changing their power level or vision mode, for instance. Further, at one point, the assassin predator bit off the head of a stargazer soldier with just his mandibles, demonstrating the versatility of the tusks as a last-ditch defensive weapon, which is absolutely incredible and, at the same time, horrifying to watch. The mandibles are kept closed in a neutral state, such as when they are wearing a mask. Last but not least, the usage of their mandibles to devour food is an additional, intriguing, utilitarian feature of these creatures. They can and do chew flesh with their mandibles. They can raise the food without their arms thanks to the articulation and power of their mandibles. This superb evolutionary characteristic leaves their hands free for defense if they're caught off guard while eating, which is usually a vulnerable position for most in the wild. The unbelievable predator resistance to toxins and radiation. We all know that predators, or Yautja, originated in a world with a hostile environment. Thus, it's not surprising that over time, they have adapted to a certain resistance to situations like high radiation levels and different toxins that would otherwise be fatal for many other species. This evolutionary resistance is sometimes cited as an explanation for the Predator franchise's extended universe's superhuman resistance and durability. The Predator's toxin resistance probably evolved as a weapon for their famous hunts, as well as a defense against venomous species on their home planet. Strong tolerance to these compounds would be highly advantageous to prevent self-poisoning, because predators are known to use a range of toxins on their armaments to paralyze or kill prey. However, it is crucial to keep in mind that the resistance has its own limitations. In the lore of the franchise, there are instances of predators being harmed by specific kinds of radiation or extremely deadly chemicals. For instance, a predator was shown to be vulnerable to a neurotoxin in the comic book series Predator: Concrete Jungle. Further, predators have proven to be quite radiation resistant as well. This is probably because of the environmental characteristics of their home planet, which is frequently portrayed as a dangerous place with a lot of radiation from the sun, due to the several types of potentially hazardous radiation present in space. This resistance might also be advantageous for interstellar travel. These features stand testament to how evolution has simply made these creatures more and more dangerous. The exact extent of this resistance, however, can change depending on how the predators are portrayed in various movies, comic books, and movies. The power and value of experience in the Yautja world. Last but not least, we come to Yautja society and its obsession with combat experience. Yautja civilization has a class or ranking structure that is ostensibly based on a person's hunting ability and expertise that is dependent on combat experience. There are various ranks assigned to all, and the ones with the most experience make it to the top. Starting from the bottom, we have the unblooded Yautja, who are juvenile predators that haven't finished their basic training. They are the crude hunters of the future. They have reached adult physical maturity or are nearly there. Next is the young adult Yautja, who are not considered adults and true hunters by their clanmates. These hunters are skilled enough to defeat a seasoned human combatant, although their performance against xenomorphs varies. After killing one, the Yautja mark their bodies with xenomorph blood to complete their transition into adulthood, becoming a blooded Yautja. Blooded Yautja is one step above, since it refers to all those adult Yautjas who have killed a xenomorph. Once a Yautja has been blooded, females will start to consider them for mating. Next come the elites. The more dangerous members of the Yautja race are considered elites. They possess the ability to combat multiple xenomorphs simultaneously, including powerful castes like Praetorians, Predalians, and even Queens. In the Yautja universe, elites appear to take on some of the more complex, drawn-out, and taxing issues and assignments. Then comes the leaders. A Yautja who has been chosen or voluntarily offers to guide and instruct unblooded hunters is known as a leader. They seem to be the elite rank, with some specializations. There are also Yautja elders, which refer to the members of the Yautja race who are older and wiser. They include many clan leaders. And lastly, we have the ancients, who are very old Yautja, and some of them are in charge of formulating the rules that the species abides by. It's important to note that while reflexes and strength may deteriorate with age, their minds are still keen, and the experience offers them a significant advantage over their rivals. In fact, older predators are often thought to be better at combat than younger ones, because the younger they are, the more hot-headed they are, not having much experience on the hunt and how to conduct themselves. However, when they grow older and gain some experience, they understand the rules of combat and battle and are much more level-headed, having lived through various battles. The fact that there's a great deal about them than the average moviegoer is unaware of only serves to highlight how extensive the canon and even non-canon stories of predators are. Did we overlook anything? Which part of their physiology particularly caught you off guard? Comment below with your answer and let us know.